Welcome back to Beatmap Batrep, episode 11, Khador vs. Trollblood. We are entering round 4. If you've already watched, you've seen my Khador got tromped really badly in turn 3, so now it is my chance to try to come back. First thing I do is allocate 3 focus. This is actually a mistake. I needed to allocate 4 focus to the Juggernaut. He was bonded with Sorsha, so he's able to get 4 focus. And now my Iron Fang pikemen are moving to make an alleyway for the Juggernaut to charge into the one troll. And then they're going to try to do as much damage as they can, but with his armor so high, it is very difficult in order to do so. So they're all moving in. These guys are all combining against the one troll. As long as they don't roll double ones, they're good. It was actually a critical knockdown on him. And then they don't do much damage, only rolling a 4, 3, and a 1. And then 3 will attack the other one, the Dire Troll Mauler. And they manage to hit him, and they also roll pretty crappy, and only manage to do a bit of damage, 2 damage to him. And so then my Man of War is going to try to do some damage. He auto-hits and did not manage to do any damage. So the Juggernaut's going to march into battle. He does not charge, does not need to. And he proceeds to hit the Mauler as much as he possibly can. He actually, at one point, manages to freeze it in place, so all his other hits become auto-hits. So you can see here he's doing a bit more damage. Now he's using his focus for extra attacks. That's the one where he freezes them in place with his Ice Axe. And does a bit more damage. Still, even though he's power plus strength 19 or 17 or something, it's very hard to do damage against that troll with an armor of 23 or 24, whatever it happened to be. See, I'm just doing more and more damage here. Another attack, they auto-hit, doing more damage, bringing him down even further. He's still got 3 hit points left at the very end there, which really sucks. And so after all that hitting from the Juggernaut, he still survives. Sorsha casts Boundless Charge on my one Berserker, who then charges into Maul to see if he can do some damage. And I go to hit him, and I manage to hit him nice and hard, and then manage to do 2 damage. And that's not very hard. And the second hit, of course, misses. And the reason I say of course is because the Berserker gets to do a headbutt if he hits twice. And I've never actually managed to hit twice with a Berserker. I've always missed the second or the first one. So that kind of really sucks that way. Now trying to do some more damage, and finally managed to finish off the one troll with the Man of War Demo Core, which is too bad he wasn't out of the way because I could have used him for something else instead. And the other one's going to try to do some damage against the other troll. It does manage to do a couple damage. The other Berserker, the thing I miscalculated with his Boundless Charge was that, well, he can't see the thing that he was going to charge at, so he ended up doing a run just to get next to it so that he could engage it so it couldn't go wherever he wanted. Turns out that's not the best thing that I could have done, as you will see. His one troll actually does manage to go berserk because he fails his threshold check. The other one ate a whelp and was able to drop all of his fury that way. So the one that went crazy smashed one of the Iron Fang pikemen, and that's all it could do. So that was fortunate on my end that he was only able to kill one of them, because he probably would have killed 4 or 5 of them in that one turn. So now he's trying to do damage against the Man of Wars. This one actually managed to do a hard hit, even though it does not have high strength. It's managed to roll really high. And now his troll is going to try to kill the Berserker. So he does hit him once, and you can see the damage he's doing here, already moving down through his cortex. Hits him a second time, and manages to disable his cortex. And at that point his right arm is disabled as well, so the Berserker is pretty useless at this point, even if he does survive. Hits him again, manages to do more damage, and hurts his left arm, but not disabled yet. Then he hits him again, and he manages to do more damage, disabling his left arm and leaving 1 point of damage left, and then he kills it with his last hit. And then he proceeds to move and over there and kill the Man of War Demo Core as well. So that one troll killed the Berserker and a Man of War. Now Maul is going to do some damage against the Berserker. He hits him with a nice solid hit, and doing a bunch of damage there. As you can see, he almost disabled his cortex. Hits him again, and there he actually manages to, yes, he disables his left arm and his movement. Hits him again, and then does more damage, disabling his cortex, and then hits him again, barely, but he does hit him, and he kills him. So both Berserkers in one turn die. The one Berserker had done 2 points of damage, and the other one had done nothing. And then he drops a wall just to make sure that I have a hard time charging in. So end of round 4. I think you can kind of tell that the Khador aren't doing very well here, because his trolls are just bashing through every last guy. Now I do have a chance here, as Castor is out in the open a little bit, although he's got that wall in front of him to give him extra defense in close combat, as well as ranged attacks. And I do have this one troll surrounded, and he's badly hurt, so maybe I can kill him as well. But unfortunately, it's just not going very well for the Khador. Turns out that bringing a bunch of living models against trolls was not the best idea. Although it probably could have worked, it's just if I had played it a little differently. But we will see. Khador turn 5, let's see what I am able to do. If I'm able to come back from this, or if I will in fact get killed. So first thing, I put 4 focus onto the Juggernaut, determined to do some damage. 4 focus on a Juggernaut should be scary. The Iron Fang Pikemen charge in at his caster, or his Warlock. Now I realize he can transfer the damage, so I think, well, if I hit him and do some damage, then he'll transfer it. And so they all combine. They manage to do a nice solid hit, and they even manage to do a lot of damage. But he, instead of sending the damage off to another troll, he actually takes it. So he survives that hit, plus his trolls don't take any extra damage. So then I go and I kill one of his stone bears, and then I'm going to try to do some damage against his troll. And don't manage to do that. The Juggernaut then moves in with his 4 focus, and he is determined to kill that troll, which he should be able to do. His first attack, though, misses, and unfortunately does no damage because it misses. The second one does manage to do some damage. Now notice how much he's already hurt on this card. And when you've seen this Juggernaut now hit him. I'm using one of my focus for an extra attack, and I managed to do a bit more damage. Then I use another focus for another attack, and then roll for some damage. You can see he's almost dead. I use another attack, and roll double ones and fail, and my last attack, I hit him. And he actually survives it with 1 health left. So I'm like, you know what, forget this, the Man of War, you're going to finish him off. He hits him, and he does manage to finish him off. But it was rather, you know, oh yes, and then the Feral Ghost goes in there and resurrects him with 1 hit point on each of them. So that's very disappointing. The Juggernaut should have killed him, and then the Man of War should have killed him again when the Ghost went into him. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Now, the other Man of War trying to do some damage, but Mulg gets to... the Man of War hit his Warlock, but then he transferred the damage, and then Mulg still gets to hit him back, and he kills him. Mulg has a special protective rule where he gets to hit anything that, if it's in range, anything that manages to hit his caster. Now the trolls get their turn 5. You can see that I'm having a hard time here. He's cutting himself for some extra fury. Then Mulg moves over and starts to bash away at some Iron Fang pikemen. Kills 1. And then he moves forward a bit more. And he's going after another one. And he manages to kill it. And then he moves a bit forward, and now he's in reach of my Juggernaut. And so he's going to try to damage it because he's worried about the Juggernaut being able to do some damage. I'm not quite sure why he was so concerned, as obviously my guys are crumbling, but he was still concerned, so he wanted to make sure to take care of him. So his first attack does some damage. Second attack only does 1 damage, and so I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do all right. And then he rolls double 6s on his damage, and in 1 swipe disables the Cortex and the right arm, and critically slams back my Juggernaut, knocking him down, and even getting him out of range of his special ability that would freeze Mulg in place if he finishes activation. And he regenerates from having eaten the 2 Iron Fang pikemen. And then the Warlock uses Mulg to kill another Iron Fang pikeman with a special ability that he has, and regenerates some of his wounds. And then his other Earthborn Dire Troll tramples through the dog into my caster, hits a dog, kills a dog, but luckily I get my tough roll, but it does knock him down, meaning I don't get my +2 defense in close combat, and then proceeds to hit Sorsha with a trample, doing some damage. And now, of course, he's going to bring down all of his fury. Sorsha does have a pretty good defense at this point, though. And so he rolls and he misses. He puts another fury on. Rolls and he misses. Puts another fury on. And rolls and he hits. And he does 14 damage, killing Sorsha. And that finishes the game officially by a caster kill as the troll is stomped once again all over my Khador.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed this Warmachine battle report. As you probably can tell, Aiden was the victor with a caster kill. Ran in there against Sorsha, missed her 3 times, and then got 1 solid hit off, and killed her nice and good there. She's no Vlad or Karchev when it comes to being hit, so she died pretty easy once that trample came in there. So, Aiden gets, you gotta hold it with your left hand, and then, no, left hand. That's your left. Yeah, and then you gotta shake my hand.
Oh, I gotta shake your hand.
Yeah, there we go, sorry. All right, so just smile, like this. Okay, so Aiden wins a $25 gift certificate to the online mini wargaming store. So thank you very much for that game. That was
Thank you.
That was tough. That was I've played trolls many times, and they're always tough, and this was no exception. So my prediction at the very beginning that it was going to be a difficult game were right. I think my guys did. I think this is probably the best I've ever done against Aiden.
Very well.
Yeah. So I guess that's what I could say for myself, but still, I got trampled literally, and it was tough literally because you're up against trolls who have tough.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe next time I'll protect Sorsha a little better, and there will be a better chance of me coming back there because I was starting to push through, but I'm not convinced. Those trolls keep getting hurt and then healing and getting hurt and healing and getting hurt and healing, munching all my living models. And either way, it's a difficult game. So it was still a lot of fun. I hope that you enjoy this game. Stay tuned for our next Beat Matt Batrep. We've got more to come. This is Matthew from Mini Wargaming. Happy Wargaming.
Visit miniwargaming.com to see our videos 1 month early.